We know that if we select one column, then we can use all of these properties to format that column. But this time we will select the whole list, and then I will show you two more properties. First property is this margin. I will click on three dots and this dialog will open, and this dialog is the same dialog as for padding. And again, we can, for example, select this left margin and top margin. We can type 50 pixels, and when we click on apply, we will get this empty space to the left and to the top of our list. We can also use this option, make all the settings the same. In that case, if we type here, for example, 51 pixel, in that case, all of these values will be 51 pixel. And when we click on OK, we have this empty space around our list. Next property that we will explain is property drop shadow. Here we can see our property. I will double click here and we will get this dialog. I will enable our property. I will change the color. I will click here and I will jump to this other tab and I will select this orange color. We can say that horizontal offset should be, let's say, 30 pixels, and vertical offset should be 60 pixels, and transparency should be 50%. When I click on apply, we will notice that this width here is actually 30 pixels, and this height here is 60 pixels. And we can also notice that this color is lighter than this color, and this is because we are using 50% transparency. I will click on OK. I will now again select this first column, and we will go to this property background effects. We have previously skipped to explain this property, so I will explain it now. But before using this property, we have to define the exact width and height of element that we want to format. For that, I will go here to size and overflow. I will click on three dots and I will change width of my column to 200 and height to 60. You click on OK. Now this is the size of our column, and now we can use our background effects. I will open this dialog here. I will enable borders, and we here see some familiar properties. We can change the type of a line. We can change color. We can change width, for example, to 1 millimeter. But here we can also change rounding of these corners. For example, if I change this to 25 points, we can see now that our corners are rounded. We also have this setting here, but it seems that it doesn't work. So I will now just click on OK, and we can see here how our borders look like. Again, I will go to background effects and I will open our dialog. Let's now disable this border effect, and we will enable a fill effect. Here at the top we have this menu where we can select different fills. I will first select this linear gradient, and here we have selected this black color. If I double click on it, I can change this, for example, to this line color. Then I can click on plus to add some more colors. I will click here. We can also select this link, and here we can choose, for example, blue color. So this color will now be blue. And if I click on plus, I can add another color. I can also click here to select red color for this our color. Now we can see which effect do we get. But in order to get a full effect, to see all of the three colors, we have to change this position value, for example, to 30%. And we will also change this value for red color to 70%. And what we now have, if this is 100%, and if this is 30%, and this is like 70%, in this case, in this first 30%, we have green color that flows into blue color, and then from 30% to 70%, we have blue color that flows to red color, and here at 70% and more, we have solid red color. We can also change transparency of colors. For example, I can make this blue color lighter. If I change transparency to, for example, 50, we can see now that our blue color is lighter, and we can also change angle. We can type here, for example, 45. We can see how angle of colors is changed, or we can click on here on these three dots, and we can select some other angle. We can click here, and this is the angle that we have chosen. And now we can click on OK, and we will now see how this effect looks like in our list. If I click on OK again, this is our effect. And then again, we will go here to background effects, and we will change our fill effect to radial line gradient. Now first I will change this inner value to, let's say, 32 and outer value to 50, and we will see here what effect will be created. And then we have these options x1, y1, x2 and y2, and I will change this value x1 to 30% and y1 to 30% again. And what will happen now is this: if this is 100% and this here is also 100%, if we tick here, let's say 30% and 30%, we are actually defining this dot here, and this dot is defining this circle here. Similar to that, we have these two other values, x2 and y2, and they are defining the dot that is in the middle of our image, and this dot is defining this circle here. So this is how we define this ellipse. And we can change, for example, this value to 70% and 70%, and we can see how this will move this dot here to position 70% and 70%. Now I have to confess that I do not understand how these values here and values for position are defining this image. I don't understand that, so I will just skip it, but we can see here how these effects can look like. Then we will jump here to radial rectangle gradient, and here we have the similar situation. We have our three colors. We can change transparency. That's something that we know how to do, but position and focus size, I don't know how they really work, so I will just skip that option. But we can click on OK to see how our effect looks like. Next fill effect is an effect with the name pattern. Here we can choose one of these patterns. We can change the color of these lines with foreground color. For example, I will choose blue, and we can also change the color of these rectangles that are now white. We can change them to, for example, yellow. And we can change transparency. Transparency will influence both of these colors. I will set it as 50%, and when we click on OK, we can see how this effect works. And again, we will go to background effects dialog, and the last fill option is color. And here again, we can just change color to, for example, this color. OK, and we can set transparency to 50%. When we click on OK, our background color will be changed. We will now see the next effect. I will click here on three dots, and we will go to drop shadow. Now this setting is something that I cannot make work, so I will skip this setting. I cannot explain how it works and where it works. I will go to images, and here we have something special. We can add several images. I will click here on plus, and we need a URL. I will go here and will copy this URL. I will place it here, and we will see a preview of this image. We can change transparency of this image. I will leave it at 0. Then we can change position. If position is automatic, then we can use these buttons here. We can also use this option tile in both directions. So we can make it like this, or we can go here to manually setting our position. We can set it, for example, to 50 pixels and 80 pixels. So these are the coordinates where our image will appear. We can also tile it if we use this manual option. And the last option is stretch. In this case, our image will be stretched to cover the whole area. Now we can add one more image. I will go here. I will copy this URL. I will go back. I will click on plus. I will paste this another URL, and now we can see that we have two images here. But For this red triangle, I will change its position to center of our area, and our triangle is now invisible. It is invisible because it is covered with this orange rectangle, so I will change their sorting in this list. I will put red triangle below, so I will use this move down arrow, and now our triangle is closest to the viewer, so it cannot be covered. I will change transparency to, let's say, 50%, and I will click on OK, so we can see how our effect looks like.